Okay, so it's another late one tonight, but I absolutely had to get this video out for one thing, because I've been promising you recently on this channel quantity over quality, and it's been nearly 3 days since I brought a video out. In fact, no, it's been 3 days since I brought a video out, and that just can't be. We have standards on the Daniel Boland show, and they're not necessarily quality standards. That's a bonus if there's quality in my videos, but quantity there shall be, all right? Anyway, I have witnessed in the past few hours one of the greatest and yet one of the worst things I've ever seen on YouTube.
50 Shades of Grey.
That's right, a channel favourite of ours, Jordan Peterson, went to Bill Maher's, what can only be described as a sex dungeon. Jordan Peterson visited Bill Maher's dimly lit basement to do his podcast, Club Random. And for those of you who haven't seen Club Random, I don't know if any of you are fans of Bill Maher when he wasn't absolutely battered, you know, because the shape-shifting lizards, you know, the man wouldn't let him get all battered on his show to speak to his guests about politics and stuff. Now he's unleashed. He's in his basement in his house where he does his podcast, Club Random, and he invites people like Jordan B. Peterson on to talk about the state of the world, and he gets absolutely hammered. It's glorious. Let's listen to them talking about stuff. Let's go.
50 Shades of Grey, right? Which is the biggest selling novel ever. Ever. Right. Okay. So
and I believe directed by a woman.
Novels don't have directors, Bill.
Written by a woman.
Yeah.
And certainly enjoyed by women.
Yes.
Now, when you're watching these clips that I'm going to show you, you must pay attention. I can't do all of the work for you. You have to be focused for my videos because you could miss something, right? I often sit and show these videos to my mother and she misses half of it. You know, I'm like, Mom, I'm going to have to rewind now. Okay, so hopefully I'm not going to have to tell you to rewind. I'm not going to have to keep repeating myself, all right? Focus on how Bill understands absolutely nothing Jordan Peterson says. Doesn't matter how simple it is, he's confused by everything. It's amazing.
Right at the height of Me Too, by the way.
Yes, well, the first one may... Oh, Me Too, yes,
book, yeah.
Correct, yes.
Yeah,
okay, so just for some context here, so that you know what they're talking about, Jordan Peterson's talking about how 50 Shades of Grey was really successful with women right at the height of the Me Too movement, and Bill Maher didn't really know what he was talking about. He heard the words Me Too, and he's thinking, you too? What happened to you? Oh, Me Too, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the thing you did monologues about for about 5 years. Yeah, that. Anyway, this is the great thing about the Bill Maher podcast, about Club Random. The great thing and the terrible thing is that he invites these guests on and he's so intoxicated that he can't follow anything they're saying. He's completely out to lunch. But his personality remains the same. He still wants to challenge everything they say. Now, that is a great attitude to have as a podcast host. You know, you want somebody to challenge Jordan Peterson when he comes on and ask questions when he's saying stuff. You don't just want Lex Friedman there sort of, oh, that's amazing. That's incredible. Like Napoleon Dynamite. That isn't a good podcast host. You want somebody to challenge the guest to make for engaging content, of course. But the problem is, if you've got that personality where you like to challenge what people say and you like to sort of stand your ground, but you're absolutely leathered, then it gets a little bit difficult to hold a conversation, as you shall see. He doesn't understand anything.
So that was very interesting. Okay, so here's the plot. It's Beauty and the Beast. So the Google engineers figured this out because
50 Shades of Grey, it's Beauty and the Beast. The Google engineers worked it out. Yes.
Because they looked at billions of internet searches for pornographic material from women, and they analyzed the narrative.
Really?
Yeah. So
how do you know that?
What's that line from Chris Eubank?
Your line of questioning isn't conducive to a good interview.
Jordan didn't even say anything, and Bill's already questioning it. Google engineers did a study. Oh yeah? How do you know?
There's a book called A Billion Wicked Thoughts that the Google engineers wrote.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and Google engineers make great psychologists because they're too stupid to be politically correct. So they just tell you what's actually true, and they don't even know that there's something wrong with it. It's like, this is just what happened, because they're engineers.
Right.
You know?
They're nerds.
Yeah. So they just think, oh, this is what the data shows. You got a problem with that? Like, how would anyone have a problem with that? Because they're engineers, right? Okay, so there's...
He's at that level of intoxication where it's just uncomfortable for the other person if you're trying to have a conversation with them, because you can't tell them a joke because they'll just lose their fucking minds, right? It's just, he thinks that's the funniest thing anyone's ever said, that the Google engineers are nerds, right? And they're not very politically correct. He's shitting himself laughing at that. And you've got to find like a balance. And Jordan Peterson's there for 2 hours trying to, you know, tread the line between order and chaos with Bill Maher in the sex dungeon, and it's pretty difficult, I've got to say. It gets pretty odd.
There's 5 male categories that are hyper attractive on the pornographic front to women: vampires, werewolves, pirates, surgeons, and billionaires. Well, hey, that's right, man. So, you know, I can't help this. This is just...
You cannot say werewolves and pirates to a man who's that out of it. He's going to be laughing for hours, right? Jordan, your comments are not conducive to a good interview, okay? They're just not. You're not helping anything.
Just how it is. And so...
So if you were a billionaire pirate with a medical degree, you could fucking kill it out there,
You'd be like, yeah.
What was that noise there? Just let's listen to that again.
So if you were a billionaire pirate with a medical degree, you could fucking kill it out there.
You'd be like, yeah.
That is not the noise of a well man, you know. That's his A material when he's this far gone. You know, he's just made a little joke there, Jordan, about if you were a billionaire pirate with a medical degree, you'd be fucking killing it out there, right? And he's expecting you to just erupt in hysterics at his funny joke. And you didn't say anything. It was kind of a downer to him because you're just trying to get on with your point about women or something. He doesn't know. He's out there in the stratosphere somewhere. And you're not laughing at his joke, right? To him, in his mind, you're not being conducive to a good interview, Jordan, right? And so all he can do is go... and slump back into his drink.
Yeah.
Well,
you'd be slaying it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now the next part of it is, a lot of the build-up is play. So what happens is that the billionaire pirate, werewolf, vampire finds this girl who has kind of...
You see, you've lost him again, Jordan.
Kind of a secret beauty, right? And they have a very fractious...
Random Bill Maher's podcast is, if nothing else, very unique because, I mean, it's not like he's the only podcast host who drinks, you know, gets a little bit battered on his show. Joe Rogan does it. But there's nothing surprising about what happens when Joe Rogan drinks a bit too much. He just talks more intensely about MMA and elk and stuff. And but with Bill Maher, it very much is what it says on the tin. You know, it's random. You just never know what he's going to do or say. It is very unpredictable.
A secret beauty, yes.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like a Hollywood librarian.
Well, I mean,
she's not beautiful with her glasses
because
on.
that covers anybody who's reading it to thinking who's not very attractive. They can think, well, I have a secret beauty.
Exactly.
It weighs a ton, but it's secret.
Okay, now they have a fractious relationship, right? Because he's attractive to all sorts of other women, and there's quite a bit of tension and fighting. But eventually, she tames him with her secret beauty. And then that's when the wild starts.
Not just her secret beauty, but her awesome personality. Because, well,
so that
drunk Bill Maher is now my favorite thing on earth. I think not just her secret beauty, but her awesome personality. Am I right? Women suck. and then when Jordan Peterson again doesn't react to his joke, he makes another little whimper. Just listen to that again.
Just her secret beauty, but her awesome personality. because, well.
So that's the...
Just you see, because, well, anyway, here's where it starts to get really wild. Let's have a listen.
We're having someone on the show. Rachel Bilson is an actress coming on. I can't wait to talk to her because she made a statement about how she basically likes sex. And it was like she likes the guy. She just basically described the entire experience of my whole life. Like, women, do they want to be raped? Of course not. Should you be rough? No. Blah, blah, blah. But they want a man. They don't. If they wanted to be with a woman, they could do that.
Do women want to be assaulted? No, of course not. But at the same time, yes. Okay.
I don't know what her exact words were, but it was something like, it's this all shit about that's why the fantasy is this. They want a guy. There's a fine line that a gentleman knows how to pull off between not being scary or rapey or over the line, but having a pair of balls and just not being a woman at all. Being, yes, is it domination?
And also not being a narcissistic psychopath.
Right.
So you see that really well laid out in Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so here was a particular favourite bit of mine, is Jordan Peterson trying to explain to Bill Maher what happens in Beauty and the Beast and who all the characters are and everything. And Bill, unfortunately, is just not up to the task, as you shall see.
Yes.
Because there's Gaston, and he's like Trudeau. He's like Justin Trudeau, except more muscular. And no, definitely. And, you know, Beauty is relatively, she's clued in, she's intelligent, and she prefers the guy who's like the actual Beast, because he's honest and tameable. And that, like, the female graphic literary structure is identical to Beauty and the Beast. It's the same story.
So in the Beauty and the Beast, she has another choice for a lover?
Yeah, the Beast.
No, but another...
Gaston. He's
no, was there another guy who was Gaston is not the Beast?
No, Gaston is the guy who is trying to entice Beauty, who ends up trying to kill the Beast, but the Beast kills him. And
Gaston is a regular-looking guy?
That right there, that interaction was amazing. You've got Jordan Peterson getting ahead of himself, trying to explain the deep significance of Beauty and the Beast and how it plays on the female psyche, and you've just got Bill Maher sort of listening to him, swaying backwards and forwards in his armchair. In his S&M dungeon. Wait, what? There's another guy? Yes, Gaston, he's a total narcissist. But there's another guy who's not the Beast. Yeah, Gaston. So Gaston is not the Beast. A regular-looking guy.
He's extremely handsome, and like the dopey girls in the village really love him.
He's
very narcissistic, and
yeah.
So he's the fake. He's a fake.
Yeah, but he's like, you know, Niedermeyer in Animal House, right? I mean, there's always has to be that stiff, good-looking guy in the college movie who the girl, you know, he thinks he can easily get the girl because he's the good-looking captain of the football team.
Yeah. That's Gaston.
Okay, and then the subversive dude winds up getting her in the end, because that's our fantasy.
Right.
In real life.
That's the fantasy of creative people.
In real life, Gaston gets the girl 9 out of 10 times. I mean, come on. She's a beauty. We're comedians and professors. We're not in that league, bro.
Yeah. Well, at least we do better than engineers.
No. Exactly, those fucking nerds.
Anyway, I could go on, but it's getting pretty late, so I'm going to leave this one here today. There are plenty of other parts of this podcast that I could make a transformative reaction video to, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give the video a like if you have liked it, you know. You might know in your head that you've enjoyed it, but does the algorithm know that yet? Yeah. That's very important. And what else? Yeah, subscribe if this is the kind of thing you would like to see in the future. All right. I'll see you in the next one, I think. Bye.